If I could shop at just one place the rest of my life, I think it's going to have to be this place. And no, I'm not talking about Walmart or Best Buy or something like that. No, I'm talking about cars. Where would I go to buy all my future cars? Surprisingly, this is not a sponsored video. This is just something that I have noticed that this website always has the most incredible specs. I think this website is unparalleled in terms of the specs that they carry and the vehicles that they carry. And I want to go there.
Time to fly.
There's a little place called Charlotte, North Carolina, where honestly, supercar spotting isn't the first thing you think of when you think of Charlotte. You may think more like NASCAR, but you don't necessarily think very uniquely spec'd supercars until you come across McLaren Charlotte. McLaren Charlotte is a website that I look at all the time because they have such unique, interesting specs. I've talked about it on the channel before. I don't know if it's the person speccing the vehicles there or if it's just something that they search out all these unique specs. But regardless, I love it. I love seeing all the unique, interesting specs that they have. So I'm recording this on Monday, so their inventory obviously will change very quickly, but we are going to check out what they have in stock right now, and you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, McLaren Charlotte is what they're most known for, but obviously they have a Koenigsegg, Rimac, Rolls-Royce, and Midwest Automotive Designs. That is their dealership group. So I want to check out all their inventory, and you can see right away they've got Ferrari F40. That tells you the caliber of vehicles that they have in inventory. Right next to it, a Koenigsegg Gamera. Didn't even know you could get one of these in the United States yet, but they have one. You have this very unique McLaren Elva, and if you didn't see my video on the McLaren Elva, make sure to check that out. But it has a bright blue interior, which is really cool. Then you have this Lamborghini Urus that is purple with green on the inside that I can see, a very Joker spec. I actually really dig that. And I recently did a video on some of the most interesting Lamborghini Urus specs available. All right, just scrolling down a little bit, you've got an acid green Porsche 918 Spider. You've got a very uniquely spec'd Koenigsegg Regera, a Heritage Edition Ford GT, and a very nice Porsche Carrera GT. Now, a lot of these are called for price. The Carrera GT, fortunately, it does tell us $1.8 million, no small amount. Okay, just scrolling down, you have a very uniquely spec'd McLaren Senna. Personally, I don't love that spec because the McLaren Senna already is very bold and in your face. This amplifies it, but not in a positive way.
No, stop it, stop it.
Next up, we have a Ford GT, black and orange, just a perfect spec. I love this thing. White on red SF90, Aventador SVJ, and I'm just breezing right over those because their specs really are that crazy. So you can see here, we've got a yellow interior on this Rolls-Royce Phantom, orange interior, looks like purple and red, very unique specs. Now, these are ones that looks like they've personally spec'd out. They're all white or black, which I get. That is the popular choice, and you want the interior to do the speaking for you, right? Well, here we're going to click through and just see, whew, already I can see this is quite bold. You've got that extended wheelbase, and that is a bright yellow interior. That thing is unique. Nobody else is going to have a spec like that. And the crazy thing is I just lost my place on the website and there's so much inventory that we still have to get through. Here you can see a very nice green McLaren 765 LT Spider or a white one with a completely red interior. And personally, I think this thing is gorgeous. You can also get your 765 LT in a bright, what is that, orange, yellow interior? McLaren orange, Napa leather. There we go. And it should tell you something that the red SF90 is a very tame spec compared to everything else they have on offer. Here you have a brand new Rolls-Royce Spectre, which is really cool. I want to check out the spec on this one. And honestly, it's very nice, very understated compared to some of these other ones. But that white and black interior looks really, really nice.
Well done! Well done!
More white on orange with the Rolls Royces. You've got the Modena yellow F8 Spider. And here you have a Rolls Royce Cullinan black badge, which looks to be wrapped in matte green. We're going to check real quick and see. No, that is a paint. Iced military green. Kind of matches my shirt. I think I might have to get this. But on the inside, you've got black and orange. And look at those rich, deep pile floor mats. That is a really unique spec. I'm just going to hand this out to the commenters on a silver platter. I'm going to say unique a lot, so go ahead and make fun of it. I already know.
Unique New York.
I'm realizing I'm going to have to go through this a lot quicker because there are a lot of specs. This blue on red Ferrari 296 GTB, this is a color combo that I absolutely love. Not a lot of people do, but blue with a red interior, I think is a classic color combo. I think more people should be enthused by this color combo, and it actually has yellow seatbelts. That might be a little much, but it does tie in with the Ferrari badges there, so maybe not. This is the view of the 296 GTB that I don't like. However, in this color combo, I would be about it. And there we go. That's our interior option on that one. All right, scrolling down, like I said, we got to move quick through this, but we've got a green Huracan STO. Does not have all the stickers on the outside. Well played on the owner for that one. You've got a G63 AMG squared. Actually, a really nice subtle blue Rolls-Royce Cullinan in there with a kind of white or gray interior. Looks like you've got a subtle Urus Performante there with just a white on black. And a not so subtle Urus right here. It actually has a neon yellow wrap, it says. Ooh, and then it has that red interior. Wow. That is intense.
That's an understatement.
That is very much customized for whoever owned that vehicle. I feel like I should know, but I can tell you it's not for me. And I like bold specs. Now look at this 1977 Porsche 911, fully built motor. This thing is very cool, very subtle in terms of its exterior looks, but I think that interior is perfectly done. Love what they've done to it. Again, not many dealerships would have this level of selection. You've got the dark olive Rolls-Royce Ghost, and look at this 812 Superfast. Got all the Novatec goodies on there. That is actually a really nice Urus Performante. And you've got a very nice Huracan Performante right there. Similar to the interiors on those 765 LTs, you've got 720S Spider Performance with a similar orange interior. And look at this, you've got a McLaren Artura on lease special for only $28.73 a month, but it has a bright blue interior. And I think there needs to be more specs like this for the Artura, because the Artura is honestly getting overlooked. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. I have my ideas on why that is, but I think it is a very cool car. And this interior fits the supercar motif that I think the Artura is deserving of. Right, we're going to keep scrolling through here. You've got a bright red interior on that Artura model, which looks very nice. And there you've got a black Artura with the full blue interior. And check out that bright searing green paint. I think it actually works pretty well on the Artura. Got the white on the orange interior. This definitely seems to be something that McLaren Charlotte specs out on purpose. And I'm here for it. You've got a Viola Parsife Lamborghini Urus here with a white interior. Looks very nice. And I'm very biased owning an R8, but this R8 in Camorra Gray. Here you've got white on purple. Honestly, that is really cool on a McLaren GT. I don't love the white exterior because the McLaren GT already is pretty subtle and understated, and it needs something a little bit louder to help it get seen against a sea of Lamborghinis. The interior definitely does that. I honestly love that all purple interior with just a little bit of white stitching. I think that thing looks gorgeous, but I would personally choose a different exterior color. Oh, here we go. We've got this McLaren GT with an all yellow interior. So this is similar to what we just looked at, obviously, but this is all blacked out on the outside, which I think looks really sharp. You've got the yellow accents on the brake calipers there. But that interior, you see that through the front window, you are going to notice it. And even though the tinted windows here look really nice from a side profile perspective, I think with that bright of an interior, it needs to have clear windows so everybody can see that bright interior. You've got a nice bright orange Bentley Bentayga V8, which I think is perfectly befitting of it. Although I think it would be better on the Bentayga Speed model over here that's in Dragon Red. Back into our specs, you've got a black Mercedes Maybach, which is not surprising. That's one too where I would probably just stick with a black exterior and maybe a rich cream peanut butter type interior. I think this Flying Spur W12 looks really nice with the bright work all on the outside with a more subtle, subdued color. You've got this gorgeous Mercedes 190 SL in white on red. And of course, you've got the DB11 AMR model too. And of course, the Aston Martin Rapide AMR. This is a car that I think is so cool and it is so overlooked. But that could be because I do have kids. But look at this interior. This thing is bold again. You've got bright yellow, greenish neon accents with a blue interior with carbon fiber with a green exterior and a white strut tower bar. All these things on paper do not make sense. But for whatever reason, you put them all together, I like it. All right, you have a G65 Brabus model. That is really cool. And honestly, that's not that much money. The G65 is the twin-turbo V12 that they stuck in the last generation G-Class, but this is also done up by Brabus. That's pretty cool. You've got a Taycan GTS that doesn't have a black interior. That's really hard to find. Honestly, it requires closer examination, so here we go. We've got the Bordeaux red and black interior, which looks really sharp and I think is great on the GTS model. But here we go. We're into more of the pedestrian vehicles, and I know pedestrian, I'm using that very lightly because they have a Ducati Diavel Lamborghini model for $95,000 for a motorcycle. It's a very cool motorcycle though. And here you've got an F250 Platinum, the USSV Rhino XT, which is honestly kind of a cool car too. But we are definitely under the $100,000 mark now, which I'm not saying is affordable, but relatively speaking, very affordable. So this is where I can say, you know what? Yes, I would buy all my vehicles from here because they have those unique specs, but they also have things that are a little bit more attainable, like a Porsche Macan T. And something very cool that I've really grown to like is the Land Rover Defender 90. This one is wrapped, however, in matte black. All right, and there you go. Only $25,000. This is technically an ATV, but look at that interior. That thing is really cool. All right, looks like we are coming to the end here, but you cannot tell me that that is not a very cool dealership. This is one that I'm going to have to go visit in person. I have no business in Charlotte, but I'm going to have to fly out there just to check out this inventory and get a camera on it.
I'm coming for you.
But what do you think of this website? Was I wrong? Do they not have some of the craziest specs around and have such a unique variety of vehicles? And that's why I think it's a hidden gem of the supercar space. Again, not sponsored. They don't know I'm making this video. Who knows if they'll even know I'm making the video after it's released. But McLaren Charlotte, you're doing it right. Make sure to check out some of my other videos while you're here, and I will catch you on the next one.